What is up, Warshippers? SeaRaptor here with Scuttlebutt number 2. My opportunity is sit in front of a mic, gab for a bit, talk about what news we've got going on, get some feedback from you guys in the comments, and just chat. Game we've got going on behind us here is a replay from the time that I had in Tier 8 Premium Pan-Asian Cruiser Irian. I'm in the middle of working on my next video. Will be coming out hopefully tomorrow or later today on Irian. It's the first of a new series I'm dubbing Builder's Trials, and that should be coming out shortly. I'm probably about 60% done with it as I record this on Wednesday night, and my plan is to finish that up tomorrow and get it uploaded. So what's been going on in Warships this week? Well, let's touch on two topics that we hit on last week, but we're going to mention them briefly again. The first is Shipstorm. Shipstorm is coming back on Saturday and Sunday this weekend on both NA and EU. If you're registered for the event and you're going to play, good luck. You are in for a treat. It is a blast. If you're not registered or you don't have time or you'd rather watch, you'll be able to check out the event on Twitch. I'm expecting there'll be a portal article probably on Thursday or Friday detailing all the different places and casters that will be streaming the event on both sides of the Atlantic. On Sunday, the place to be is going to be the main World of Warships channel on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. They will be streaming the finals live from the EU offices in Prague. Mr. Conway and his boys were bringing in Flambaz and Isolate. Jingles was supposed to go. Last I saw, he was having travel troubles. I don't know if he's going to make it or not. I haven't been able to find out, but he was trying to get there, so here's hoping he makes it. But definitely check out Shipstorm. Great event. Second thing we talked about last week, I'm going to mention again because there's still some confusion, is Twitch drops. Twitch drops, of course, have started. They are enabled here worldwide, so if you're watching the game on Twitch, you should be eligible to receive in-game loot crates with some little goodies in them. Now, there's some confusion about how this works, so I'm going to make sure that everybody understands kind of how it all fits together here. The first thing that has to happen for this to work is you have to link your World of Warships account, or your Wargaming account, I should say, to your Twitch account. Okay? Once you've done that, the streamer that you're watching has to make sure that they have drops enabled. There's a setting that they can click on in their control panel. Now, the good news for you guys and for everybody is that that setting is clicked on by default. But what we've discovered amongst some of the CCs as we've been working this out in the background ourselves is that some of us didn't know what that was and had manually disabled it at some point in the past. And now that it's relevant to us, we've had to go back in and manually check it and make sure that it's working. So this setting is enabled by default, but just might want to check, get your streamer to mention or double check that setting is clicked for them. Once you've done that, that's it. You're eligible to receive the crates, but we have no information on how frequently you get them, what's really in them. Typically, what seems to be in them is about 100,000 credits, 5 consumables, and about 10 flags of some kind. That seems to be what I keep getting. So that seems to be the standard Twitch crate. So nothing huge, but it's nice. Nice little bonuses for something you're probably already doing anyway. So, but I've heard reports of people getting 3 or 4 for, watching for a couple hours, and then people who've watched 5, 6 hours and got nothing. There doesn't seem to be a rhyme or reason to it, right? So just stick with it. New news. Patch 7.12 is basically on the books for next week, of course. Now that we've come to Wednesday, there's no patch. There's been no patch notes. We know it's not happening this week, so it looks like it will drop next Wednesday on the 20th of December. 7.12, of course, is bringing all kinds of new stuff, new campaigns, the Snowflake event, new ways to earn steel. It's going to be a big event. A lot of people are going to be just chugging out games in their various ships up and down the line to earn coal and steel, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm expecting a lot of activity, a lot of server activity over the holidays. So that's good. We still don't know, of course, what is actually happening with the steel values. There's been an additional leak that went up, I think, yesterday over at the Armored Patrol talking about, this campaign should be worth this much steel, and these missions are worth this much steel, and so on and so forth. To me, it's all BS, right? We know for a fact that they've continued to mess with this and adjust this, and I'm not getting bent out of shape or putting trust in anything that doesn't show up on a portal article or in my actual client. Then I'll believe it. So we'll see what happens. So yeah, 7.12 coming next week with Prince Friedrich, and I assume there'll be some more. Historically, they've done this. There'll be some more premium ships that hit the shop over the holidays, and we'll just have to keep our ears to the ground and figure out what those are going to be. Probably the big thing that's been on my radar this week that's worth talking about is what in the hell is in the water in EU with the various legal entities that are involved over there. What in the hell? So there's 2 big things that have been going on in EU. One of them has been going on for a bit, and that's Article 13. And the other one is fairly new, and we're going to talk about both of them. The first thing I'm going to touch on is Article 13. Now, as an American, Article 13 does not affect me. However, it will affect the websites that I utilize for the content that I create. YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, whatever, right? All of these different websites. For those of you who aren't familiar, what's happening is that the EU Parliament is trying to enforce copyright laws in such a way that the people who display content, rather than the content creator, are responsible for enforcing the copyright. The way it's been working up to this point, particularly in the US, is if I go and let's say I go onto YouTube and I rip a song off of a video that I want to put into one of my videos, obviously I can't monetize that. I can't monetize that video. I don't own that copyright, okay? YouTube has gotten really good. There's all kinds of software in place now. It apparently was a very rocky road to hear some of the people that went through it deal with it, but now the system seems to be fairly decent about picking up, yes, this song or whatever is copyrighted by somebody else. That way, if the video is monetized, the revenue goes to the copyright holder. Okay, that's fine. Everybody wants their artists to get paid for their stuff, right? I don't think anybody wants to disagree with this. However, what EU is trying to do is legislate that rather than YouTube directing the money to the copyright holder, that they detect before the content is displayed. Like when I go to upload it, they have to check it. And if there's copyrighted material in the video, or let's say it's a video, let's say it's YouTube. In the video, they don't display it. They don't ban it. They don't put it up. And the way this law, that's what it's meant to do, but the way it's worded is so unbelievably vague that standard can be applied to almost any bloody thing you can think of that has to do with the internet. Memes. You take a screenshot out of a movie, let's say, and you doctor it up how you want for some fun meme for a game you play or a community you're a part of. Well, you don't own that costume, that character, that film. Technically, if you go and make a meme and you upload it to Facebook, Facebook should be stopping that and removing your meme because you don't own the copyright to that picture. That's the level of lunacy that we're getting to in the EU. Now, I've heard some rumblings, some people concerned that this sort of thing might show up on NA. Personal opinion, it'll never happen. Simply because there's too many legal precedents for fair use of copyrighted materials like pictures, images of things that are in the public domain, right? As long as I'm like, let's go back to the example of my my screen cap from a film that I'm making a meme out of, right? I'm not making any money off of this, right? I'm not clipping the film. I'm not pretending that I own the film. I'm not displaying somebody else's film for money. I'm taking a screenshot and I'm putting funny pictures over it and I'm posting it on the internet. And like, copyright laws in the States are fairly well structured so that sort of thing is considered fair use and it's not that big a deal, especially if you're not monetizing anything. But what if that meme ends up in a YouTube video that is monetized by someone else? Let's say it's monetized. Let's Jingles had a video on this. Let's just use him. Now you have a problem, right? Now under this new EU law, you have a problem. Under NA, as I was saying, on NA, I just don't think you'll get there, right? The courts in this country, I just don't think will tolerate it. And the way this law is so worded on EU is so horribly vague. In my mind, Congress would not go near it, right? It's just stupid because anything they pass will just immediately get challenged in court and spend a decade in litigation. And then what will end up happening is the damn legal system will end up telling us what we have, rather than Congress or whatever legislature you follow in the northern hemisphere, western hemisphere, enacting anything useful. It's just, it's atrocious. And honestly, I honestly feel like that's what's going to happen to the EU ban, right? If it goes into effect the way that they're trying to, it's just going to be a giant train wreck. But the problem is what's going to happen is all the content creators like myself and other guys, I mean, I don't do this for a living, but what about the guys that do? They're going to get run over by a train, right? You're threatening their livelihood because as soon as this becomes law, sure, someone will challenge it in court, but that'll take years to resolve. And in the meantime, YouTube and Twitch and all those guys, they're not going to take any financial risk by allowing you to post that stuff, right? So you're going to get hosed. It's going to completely rewrite the rules and how those sites work and how they function from a copyright filter standpoint. And I think it's for the worse. I think it's people are just getting overzealous with it. It's crazy. The other thing that happened this week that was a real eyebrow raiser to me was what the Belgian parliament did. They banned loot crates. They banned digital loot crates. Now, for those of us that play World of Warships, for example, if you are a Belgian resident, you can no longer purchase Santa crates for you or your friends, even as gifts in the store in Belgium for World of Warships. That's crazy. But for some reason, they think this is okay. I don't understand, right? Like, loot crates are not gambling. Gambling Gambling implies that I'm going to show up and I'm going to put money down, and I have a very real possibility of getting zero back, right? If I buy a lottery ticket or a scratch-off ticket, there's a very, very, very high percentage that I've just paid you for a worthless piece of paper, a worthless scrap of paper, right? But with something like this, to me, I equate like a loot crate, if you think of it, if you're used to talking about collectible games, right? Like collectible card games like Magic, right? Magic is an easy example. When you buy a pack of Magic, you're trading money for something you don't know what it is. The pack has some inherent value. You haven't determined what it is yet because you haven't opened it yet. And when you open it, okay, now you know what you got. It's random, right? And then, okay, what you have has some value. It might be what you wanted. It might not be what you wanted. It might be an expensive card. It might be a worthless rare. You don't know. But the pack still has some value, however little it might be. Loot crates, digital loot crates, in my mind, are in this weird kind of place in between that. To me, I equate them to the equivalent of like a Magic pack, let's say. But the reality is that because it's virtual goods, there is an argument to be made that what you're getting doesn't have value, especially if those goods are non-transferable. I still think this is lunacy. Personally, I think this is just dumb, nanny state garbage. But I can kind of see where you could make an argument about it. I don't know. I think it's bad policy. I think it sets a bad precedent. This is something that I think we're more likely to see the American Congress or FCC or somebody potentially take up, because there's been a lot of bad press about this sort of thing going on. Kids getting their parents' credit card and going crazy on video game crates. But that sort of thing's been going on for a long time in the collectible gaming industry, guys. This is not new, right? Maybe because it's spread to video games, it's getting more attention, but it's not new. Anyways, we'll see what happens. I don't anticipate either one of those crossing the Atlantic anytime soon. Anyway, so keep an eye on that. Incidentally, thanks for letting me gab about politics for a bit. It's kind of a passion of mine. Way back many moons ago, when I used to do a segment on MMO radio every week. Yes, I used to do internet radio long ago. I always made a point to hit a political topic or two for the week. Back then, this was 2005. There were all kinds of crazy laws. They were trying to ban games in California. There was this particular California congressman who later went to jail for corruption that was huge into just stupidity and how he railed against the video game industry. He was a psycho. Forget his name, but man, he was a constant lampoon target. I had fun with that guy. Last thing I want to mention, and I'll put this link down below. You guys may have seen this. I know Jingles tweeted about it. I know IRL Gray's made some posts on Reddit about it. Several of the other CCs have been posting about it. There is a World War II veteran in California celebrating his 96th birthday, a veteran of USS Lamson, a Mahan-class destroyer in World War II who earned a Purple Heart during a kamikaze attack in 1945. He's 96. His birthday's coming up. And his daughter sent a viral post out on Facebook. He's just looking for business cards, for Christmas cards, and birthday cards, right? Like he's 96. A lot of his friends, his acquaintances are all gone, right? Getting old sucks. It can be very lonely, and it's hard to make friends at that age. And so he's just looking for cards and letters to help cheer him up and show him some love. So guys, if you get the chance, and you got 50 cents laying around, that's all it costs for a stamp. I don't care if you send the guy a postcard, right? Go down to the convenience store and find the guy a postcard, and slap a stamp on it and just write him, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, God bless you, thank you for your service, you are not forgotten, you're appreciated, and all whatever kind of nice things you want to say. But these guys are from the generation that won World War II, that built post-war America, and we're losing them, right? My grandfather died at 92 this past summer. And that was rough, right? I grew up, that guy was a hero to me. Unbelievable. The stuff that he saw and he went through. Born right before the Great Depression, lived through the Depression, lied about his age to enlist in World War II, fought in World War II, 32 years of active duty military service. So, I don't know this particular guy's history. I don't know how long he was in, but we need to treasure these guys and love on them as long as we can, because they've done amazing things for this country. And that's all I'm going to say about that. All right, guys, that's it for me. It's all I've got. I will be putting up the Irian video as soon as I can get it wrapped up. In the meantime, I hope you've enjoyed the replay in the background. This was one of the decent games I played in Irian that was kind of fun. And we will be seeing you guys more around the channel. I'm hoping to get out at least a Scuttlebutt every week, even over the holidays. But I might not make it the week of Christmas. I'm not going to lie. The week of Christmas, I might take off. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, guys, take care. Enjoy your Warships time, and we'll talk again next week after the patch drops. We'll know what the steel we're looking at. In the meantime, good luck, and get ready to fill in all those gaps at Tier 9 and 10 so you can farm those snowflakes and work on the campaigns. Take care, guys, and we'll talk to you later.